And here we are, December 19th, 2023, the last couple weeks of 2023. Hope your year's been good. I'm Paul Pedron. This is ZENcast Live. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about 2024 and what it's bringing with ZENworks. So I put the 29th on that date. Maybe I wish it was the 29th, getting that much closer. Um, anyway, let's go on over to the lab here. So, this is ZENcast Live. We're going to be talking today about 2024 and ZENworks and what to look forward to in ZENworks. The next ZENcast we're going to have January 2nd. We're going to talk about ZENworks localization and language, and that's on the different products, both ZSD and ZCM. So we've had some questions about that in the support pages and communities. So we're going to do that. But first off, what is ZENcast Live? ZENcast Live is for admins. It's for anybody working with ZENworks or even interested in ZENworks. So you get an idea of what's going on with the ZENworks product and the different components of the products, right? So we'll take different components and look them over each time we get together. And we get together the first and third Tuesdays. That's going to be commencing again this next year without any issues. 9 o'clock Mountain Time. I had a couple of times where I had to take a break this last October and November. I apologize for that, but we had some family things that we had to get through, and we're getting through them. So this year should be a lot smoother. You know how life can throw things at you. Anyway, the detailed recordings can be um, observed out on the OpenText Unified Endpoint Management page. And let's bring that up here. It's going to go over here. It always does. Hang on a second. Let me grab it. So let's take this guy. And so you have Micro Focus Support and Training. You can go to YouTube, Micro Focus Support and Training. You can always go there, and you'll then see the different. That's actually my admin. So in YouTube, just type in Micro Focus or OpenText Support and Training, and if you select here, you'll see that one, we're alive here, but you'll see the other different products down here. And I'm sure OpenText is going to add to this. But you have unified endpoint management with all the 5 different components that we deal with. All the ZENcasts are here, but if the ZENcast pertains to ZENworks or Service Desk, it'll also be in those areas. So you had one place to look. So feel free to go out there and check out the recordings. We've had a good response on past recordings, so I appreciate everybody's participation there. A little bit of housekeeping. So log into YouTube and you could do and participate in the live chat. Hang on a second, I got a frog in my throat. You can participate in the live chat and you could subscribe to the notifications and provide feedback like comments, likes, unlikes. We want to make sure this particular forum is on track for those ZENworks admins out there, and we want to make sure we hit content that you're looking for. So feel free to put that one in chat or two, email zen at opentext.com, and we'll be happy to include some of those in our presentations throughout the year. Best viewing again is Auto 720p60, and the description. Realize that as soon as we end this broadcast, the recording will be available almost immediately, and I then put links to the downloads, the presentation, any references in the PDFs in the description. So if you're watching this recording, you can also see the actual get the actual links as well and get the PDF. Okay. Then we have, this is the part of our channel that we do tidbits and crumbs. So we have TIDs out there, a couple new ones, the CVE subscriptions. FTFs having issues was one of them. So that's a new one out there. I kind of list the latest ones out here so that if you're running into it, maybe you can find it on this list. If not, you can go out and search on the support page. but these are some of the ones that have just been updated or released. And then also there's some bits out here. So you have collection patch detection logs. Um, you have some of the bits are ZCM discussions for distribute action. So Craig has been out there talking with some of you guys about how to do some distribute action, what it's all about. A lot of times on the bundles for ZCM, it's kind of that one that's a hidden gem that, well, what does it really do? So there's a good conversation out there for that. There's a discussion about chat, remote management, and control. So check that out. There's other things out here as well. Be aware that some of the crumbs and monthly webinar topics are all out here that we've had. Now, we are transferring these. These were all done in GoToWebinar. So just so you know, we're no longer using GoToWebinar. We're using the WebEx, and these will be moved over to the WebEx. These links will change. When you have access to be able to access these recordings, I'll also put them on my ZENworks ZENcast live list as well, and we'll see that in a little bit. But just so you know, these may feel broken right now. They are. We're moving them over to the WebEx so that you can check out those recordings. But there's some really good stuff out there, right? We have what's new 23.3 best practices, ZENworks service desk best practices, and so forth. So you have these links in this particular PDF that I put in the chat. I'll put it in the chat again so that we have it. Yeah, I put it in there again. Good. And then also hybrid workspaces. If you're into hybrid workspaces or containerizing applications themselves, it also is out here as well. And I don't know why it keeps going from one web to another, but let me move this back over here. There is some training out there for hybrid workspaces, use cases, troubleshooting, and so forth. So be aware that that's there. And even if you're interested in what it's all about, feel free to go on out there and check those out. Some of the did you know ZCM 2020 Update 3 life cycle. So Update 3, it's going to do this all day to me. Update 3, if you go out to the product support life cycle, you type in ZENworks, and you go down to configuration management for 2020, you'll see, and let me get this a little bit bigger for you. You'll see down here that we have update 3 is expiring end of January. Okay, so just get your systems up to date. We're going to talk about cadences in a little bit, but 2020 update 3 was released November 2022, so a year ago, and we're bringing it to close because we have 23.3 and 23.4 now released as well. So just know that life cycle ends. If you're behind, give us a call. We're happy to help you. We'd like to make sure that you have the full support that you need. As also the ZPM old patch, the legacy patch, not the advanced feed, but we have a next generation of ZENworks patch, and that is out here. The legacy patch ends May 31st, 2024. So make sure that you are on the new feed if you're using ZPM so that you can have no impact to your systems and so forth. There are some videos out there as well to talk about how to get to from the legacy to. And last week, or the last ZENcast, we also had Darren Vandenbos on to help us understand a little bit more about the legacy feed and so forth. So let's recap about last week a little bit. That's a good segue. Migration to the new advanced feed. We talked a little bit about the migration to the ZENworks Patch Management Advanced Feed. We had Darren Vandenbos on. He's the product manager for that part of the product. There was an announcement November 20th about the moving off of the legacy feed onto the new advanced feed. You get more CVE control and things like that. We also talked about what the new feed provides, like the CVEs and stuff. Why move? deadline, May 31st, 2024, and issues and complications if you're not on the feed by May 31st and those types of things, just to be cautious of different things that may occur if you haven't done the move um, since November 2022. Also, again, the recordings are here, and I put those in my PDF there, so feel free to have those links there as well. That was last week. Today's agenda, it's gonna be short. It's Christmas. We're starting to cool down. Some of you might have some maintenance windows and those types of things. We're just gonna make it a quick day, a quick ZENcast about what's going on upcoming in 2024. So I just wanted to cover a few of those things, kind of keep it relaxed so we go into the new year ablazing on January, right? We'll get things rolling. Um, One thing is the primary server, MS Windows primary servers. Okay, support for uh, a primary server being on Windows will end November 2026, but but the actual progression as a zone will remain on 23.4 until you change over and move to an appliance. We've done some background research the past year and a half or so, and doing surveys and those types of things, and the appliance is really stable. People are using the appliance more and more and making that one of their staples. So it doesn't surprise you. We just wanted to make sure that you knew that MS Windows primary servers, the last version that you can have a primary server that's Windows, is 23.4. Okay. And I probably should make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. Okay, the zone you and support for that zone is all the way through 2026. So you can stay on that zone for a while you get your Windows servers migrated. Um, there's a ZENcast in July 2022 about this and how to migrate from a Windows server to either Linux or an appliance. But better yet, there's going to be an appliance migration tool coming out first, maybe second quarter of this next year, so that you can easily move your Windows server over to an appliance. Okay, so stay tuned for that. That's coming this next year. Um, we want to make sure that you have all the proper tools to be able to migrate it if you haven't yet. I know that Windows is a big staple in a lot of computer rooms. It was when I was a customer, but they're moving off of that. Part of that, and Darren talks about this last week, part of that is because there now we have one less platform to test to integrate to. It's a different coding than obviously the Linux appliance style. We can then get features and enhancements to you quicker, fixes to you quicker, and so forth. Okay, so excuse me. The patch management advanced feed, I did put the link out here for that particular um, supported until the 31st of May. I think I already displayed this, and then we had a ZENcast out there on the 5th of December. This is the last ZENcast about that has some details, as I mentioned, Darren was on. The other thing is we're fine tuning the product cadences. So we've gone to really long cadences with ZCM to, okay, we're going to try quarterly, but that's almost too much of a crunch. And so we're fine tuning that. It looks like it's going to be every 6 months. Stay tuned for that. We'll have it dialed in this next year. Being that we just got acquired from OpenText. OpenText requires every 3 months. Um, However, that's for the cloud products. We're not in the cloud yet, but that's to be talked about in a minute. Um, but 6 months seems like a good cadence from what we've been talking with customers and developers and their time on being able to harden the code and get the features out and so forth. So that's for ZCM. ZSD is currently on a 3 month cadence. It's a little bit easier because it's a single appliance, but we're going to see if how that sticks. We don't know if we're going to stick with the ZENworks ZCM cadence of 6 months or just to 3 months. So we're fine tuning those. So give us um, a little bit of leeway and understanding of we're trying to figure everything out. So Don asks, do I see the Linux servers going to the appliance path too? No, I don't, because it's pretty much the same architecture. So it makes it simple. Um, we're pretty much. I I don't see that. I haven't even heard of that. I've heard of the Windows going away for a while now, probably about 5 years. There was rumors early on, and then we finally started getting surveys out and detecting. But I don't see that for Linux at all, because the coding is pretty much the same. You're talking the same language, the SLES, and we're good there. So I think we're good on that. Thanks, Don, for asking that and making sure that gets noted. Do note that there are 3 blogs out there: ZenWorks 23.4, introduction, what's in it, and so forth. ZenWorks Service Desk 23.4, and then blog on hybrid workspaces 23.6. Okay, now you may ask, well, wait a minute, your cadence is every 3 months, and it's like year and quarter. Why is hybrid workspaces a little bit different? It's a little bit different because we partner with somebody with this product, and all their versioning comes from them. So we need to hold on to that, because if you call with troubleshooting, and if OpenText has one version that we converted to one of the partner's version, then it just gets too complex. Plus, all the documentation is in one particular version. So that's why you do see that. But we do have a 23.6. There'll be a 23.11 coming out, and we'll talk about that in a future slide. Some of the things to be aware of is the global webinars for ZenWorks CE will be coming up this next first half of the year. We hope to have CE is Cloud Edition. All right. So and Darren talks a little bit about this last week, because he's a PM on that side of the house and had some good input on that. So if you're interested in fine details of that and can't wait, then check out last week's patch management. Um, but ZenWorks CE is coming, and it'll come this year. Now, will it be complete? No, it can't be full feature complete. We will be taking the major things, putting it out there, obviously the bundles and things that that are very much required, especially across the internet, remote control, those types of things. There's a list. We're going at it slow, making sure that we get those things solid in, because there is a complete architecture change when you're going to the cloud. I'm glad to hear that we're going to the cloud. OpenText has a lot of resources for us because they're a cloud-based company, so this is really exciting. So being able to have those resources in-house and being able to move over to the cloud with this product is I think something that's been asked for a very long time. ZenWorks webinars will continue monthly. Again, those will be on WebEx, and that page will be updated as soon as we get those recordings dialed in. ZENcast Live is continuing, so that's good. I'm looking for more topics to have, so that we nail what you guys are looking for. And it could be anything from, I got a WIF file on inventory, what's going on. And we could go off topic on these particular ones as well. So please send me what you think you would want to have in a ZenCast Live. We'll get we've had developers on, we've had PMs on. I do a lot of them, just because I have some background in that, but I don't have background in everything. So I want to make sure we get somebody that dials into what you're looking for. So ZenCast Lives are continuing, and ZenWorks training. We have a partner that's working on some ZenWorks training, and we hope that we will have a good foundation of where, if you wanted some free training, and we're not talking like ZenCast or anything, we're talking about, something tangible, that's great. And then if you wanted some actual classroom resource training, we'll have that as well for the latest ZenWorks. So that's coming too. So I'm excited about those things. It's something that we've been looking for. We've been working on that ZenWorks training with this partner for over a year now. So we're hoping to have something for you this next year. on the books at least to be able to have either hands-on purchase or non-purchase. Okay, because there'll be different levels, obviously. And then customer visits. I'm excited to say we're going to be going out to Europe and the US this year. If you would like us to drop on by, you want to be on the list, we can certainly try and do so. We come out as a team. We'd like to be able to visit with you, see what you're doing and how you're using it and your pain points as well as your successes. So feel free again to email zen@opentext.com or me personally, paul.pedron or ppedron@opentext.com, and I'd be happy to get you to the right people. And this could be for other products as well. So you may have ZENworks, but you may have Filer or iPrint or an OpenText product. You know, let us know. I mean, this is just one form that we're trying to contact our customers with. So hopefully we can visit you and see how you guys are doing with the product. I mean, this was my highlight slide. Oh, this is my highlight slide for today's agenda. Like I said, it was going to be short, sweet. It's Christmas. Give you some of your time back. I have a couple more slides that will talk about the schedule. We're going to talk January on ZENworks localization. So that'll be for ZCM and ZSD. And then we're going to talk about um, ZSD 24.1 will be right around the corner from the 16th. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to talk about ZCM, admin tips, tricks, and logs. And then March, we're going to have some anti-malware. And I'm traveling around the 20th, so February I won't be able to have a ZENcast. I'll be out in Europe. So if there's other things, please email us at zen@opentext.com. We'd love to have you. And also register. There's new links for the monthly live cast for other products. There's Filer, there's GroupWise, there's ZENworks, and there's the OES. So we have new links because we're moving from, as I mentioned, GoToMeeting to WebEx. So make sure you re-register on that. If you're looking for, where's mine? There it is. See, nope, missed it. Okay, let's try again. I want to go here, here, here. Now it's staying. That's good. So here's the ZENcast live. All the ZENcasts are here. This has just been updated. So we have monthly webinars, we have ZENcast upcoming schedule, future requests, and we have recordings. As you can see in the recording sections, we have every one that we've done. So if you're looking for a particular one, you can search on this web page just to find imaging or whatever you're looking for. See if we have a ZENcast for it. Most of these will pertain, but you could see that some of these I don't have links to because we're moving those particular webcasts. Okay, so they're all there, and feel free again to download um, these the PDF so you have these links. Oh, Kevin, will there be regional events during the customer visits? We are working on that. I don't have any regional events on the calendar that I've seen from what's going on. We have the common TTP. If you haven't been to a TTP, that's great. They normally have one in Asia Pacific, and we're having one in, I think, February for EMEA. And then we have another one in the US, typically in summertime out in Provo, Utah. But you're saying with the customer visits, I haven't heard. We're trying to put together um, customer account boards. So basically, they're cabs. So we're trying to figure out how we can have an event, for instance, where if you'd like one again, let us know because we really want the feedback. That helps us encourage the people upstairs to say, hey, we do need this demand. Um, and so please do. I know I've went to one a few years back in Illinois. It was outside of Chicago, and we gathered all the customers up, and those are really effective. So I really appreciate that. Um, and even if you're a smaller customer, so we still want to visit you. So I appreciate what you're saying. Um, so because you're a value, very much a value to us. So make sure that if I can get the understanding of a request, we could say, hey, here's New England, and we don't want to miss notifying those customers about the event either. So we are trying to put some cabs together. We're required to do a couple cabs each year, and so we'd like to try and get out there. So thank you for that feedback. New England area, we have a lot of customers out there, so I think we'd get a lot of participation if we had a cab out there. So thank you for that, and make sure that um, you keep track on the ZENcast. I'll try and make sure that I have those, available so you know when they're up and coming. But please push, push, push. As a customer, when I was a customer, I was like, hey, I need to see somebody. Hey, come on out. I'd push a lot, and it did happen. But the cabs are really effective because that's where you get your community together, ZENworks administrators, right? Other people using the same product in different ways, and you get tips and ideas and ways to get success out of the product from some of your peers. So thank you for that. Yes, we are planning cabs. I don't have any on the roadmap yet, but we're required to do a few a year. So thank you for asking. Um, I'll make sure I put that as a note to my manager as far as, yeah, we're looking for New England. Okay, so keep that in mind, and don't be scared to ask. Let us know. Um, Big or small, we appreciate everybody that's using the product. We If there's any other questions, put them in chat. We'd love to take them on, or email me at ppedron@opentext.com. We could have a sideline discussion. We're going to go on to UEM versions, and feel free to interrupt me in the chat. But we currently are at 23.4. It was released in November. There's an intro blog. There's a README, documentation, imaging update. Last imaging update was July 2023. So, actually, I don't know if December's is out. Maybe somebody knows. Probably is, because we're past halfway point, the PRU for November. ZRS 812, I noticed, was out there because I think there was a fix or something in 811. So that's available. And a couple of things, the upgrade pre-zip link and so forth. And remember to do your appliance security updates. Every 3 months. That's been coming out in a pretty good cadence. So if you have server maintenance downtime, be sure to dial that in and do your appliance security updates, if anything else. Now, one thing I will say with ZSD is when you do the appliance security updates, you also get the latest rev, because you get the features and everything involved in that. So you do an automatic upgrade, you get 2 for 1, basically. And then hybrid workspaces 23.6 is out there. Okay. Futures 24.2 is coming May June timeframe. ZSD, I haven't got a definite date on ZENworks CE, the cloud edition, but I'm hearing that you'll start hearing things first quarter and ramping up to a release or some type of um, test environment prototype so that we can get some feedback. But it's happening this year, so I'm excited about that. But I don't have a solid date on that because they're working on the architecture. Um, ZSD 24.1 is coming in January, and we're focused on reporting. If you've used ZENworks Service Desk um, and you've done the reporting, it's been neglected for a long time. And I'm the product manager of that. I admit it's been neglected a long time. We are working on enhancing that, so at least there's improvements on it. So you're not restricted to just 3 months on some of the reports, and you have more capabilities of doing some all requests instead of just service requests or incidents. So that was the major theme, and we're still doing modernization, and there's a bunch of smaller enhancements as well. And then hybrid workspaces 23.11 is coming out January, February. Okay. Um, as far as the community goes, ZSD lookbooks out there. It has if you want to see what's going on with ZENworks Service Desk, this is the page to start. It has what's new. It has how to upgrade. It has the version differences, whether it's advanced or standard. It has a comparison chart. If you haven't seen this before, just browse out there and check it out. It's a pretty great page to just be introduced to ZENworks Service Desk or see what the latest features are. It's a link basically to the YouTube videos and everything else, but they call it a lookbook. And ZCM has the same thing. So you'll see that out here as well. What's new, version comparison, how to upgrade from 2017 or from 2020, right? So there's a bunch of different things out here. These lookbooks are becoming pretty handy for being able to see what's going on with the product. Oh, don't do that. Let's go here, here. This link should go to. Oh, it wants to do that. There it is. And this is the hybrid workspaces. Okay. Links to blogs and flyers and so forth. Okay, there's a use case video here, so forth. Um, Remember I mentioned the quarterly security patches were released late November for ZSD, so I do know that those are out. I haven't checked the ZCM yet, but they are pretty regular cadences. Team collaboration and UEM community, be sure to go on out there and check out those things. Like I mentioned, there's oops, that didn't work. I do ZENworks community. Be sure to go out there so that you can see what's going on with the different products. Ideas exchange, we still look at those. We're diving into those. It does depend on what the programming aspect of those features during the time. So I know some of them linger out there for quite a while, but they aren't ignored. Please understand that. ZENcast upcoming schedule is out there. I think I mentioned that earlier, and we went to this page so you could see what's going on there. And then the webinar recordings are out here as well, and these will be changed, these links. Finally, as far as events, as you were asking, Kevin, I try to put them here. There's a Fusion tour going on, or did go on in Europe. There's a global webinar that's coming up first quarter and probably close to March, April for ZENworks CE, because they'll have hopefully a prototype by them because they're working on the architecture now. And then of course you have the webinar schedule and the webinar recordings. So I try to have this on every ZENcast, so at least you can buzz over here and see what's coming up. The only other thing is the 19th. That's today. Oops, nope, I didn't change that on the slide. It's going to be the localization for ZENworks. All right, for the different products, we're going to be covering the localization tips and how to change. I had a customer just this week. He said, "Hey, I'm in Germany with my service desk, but some employees are over in Italy. How do I deal with that?" So, just some ideas about that. But how you can change the different things for localization and languages and so forth. All right. And otherwise, I really I don't have anything else. If there's anything else in the chat, I don't see it yet. I want to make sure that I turn this off. Again, I appreciate everybody that's here. ZENcast has been going on for almost 3 years now, and we've had some great responses to requests, and I hope we're getting the information out the way you're looking for it. At least this forum is giving you what you need. Please send us more details. I'm just rambling. It's Christmas time. I think we'll give you another half an hour back. I appreciate your time, everybody. Have a great Christmas, New Year's, and we'll see you on the 2nd. All right? Thanks, everybody.